I have a question for all you guys. How many of you guys have ever worried? A lot of people? How many of you guys have worried this week? How many of you guys have worried today about something? I mean, I know I have. I mean, trust me. But what if I were to tell you guys that there is somebody that will worry for you about everything? He will worry about your life completely, because there is. If you guys want to turn to Matthew chapter 6, verse 25, I have a slide that you guys can look at. It reads, "Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body. What you will wear, is not life more than food, and the body more than clothes? Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Can any one of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life?" Jesus says not to worry because he will provide for us everything that we could ever want or need. He wants to give to us. In verse 27, he asks, can anybody add a single hour to your life by worrying? And the answer is no. I like to look at it in a very literal sense. Research and studies have shown that worry can actually cause illness. It can cause things like heart attacks and strokes. So if anything, it takes away from your life, not adds to it. It really is unnecessary, and you don't need it. And another thing that we don't need, but he will provide so much to us that in verse 28 through 29, he says, "And why do you worry about clothes? See how the flowers of the field grow? They do not labor or spin. Yet I tell you, not even Solomon in all his splendor was dressed like one of these." For you guys who don't know much about Solomon, he was rich. He had a lot of money. He wasn't just like millionaire rich. He was like the Bill Gates. He was multi-billionaire. He had as much money as you can imagine. And when God says that he'll provide, he's not just going to give us some bread or some water. He's going to provide everything. Everything that we could ever want, everything we could ever need. And I ask you, how can you just let your faith be governed by this God that you can't see, you can't touch? How can you let him worry about you? And the answer is found in the Bible, as you guys can probably guess. And in verse 33, he says, "But seek first his kingdom, his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you." Right here, he says to seek his kingdom and his name because he wants to worry about you. I mean, everything that you want will be given to you. They're free. It's a gift, and they're always readily available. And all you have to do is look to God when you're worrying about something or you need something. All you have to do is pray to him, and he'll love you unconditionally. Last school year, my dad, he didn't have a job for a good 9 months. And I started to worry about a lot of things. Money, whether or not we were going to be able to stay in the house. And all that time, I never saw my dad lose faith in God. And now that I look back, when I turn to God, I can look and see he provided for me and my family. And he can give all of those things to you. And that's just his love shown in our lives. There's one last verse that I want to share. It's verse 35, I believe, and it reads, "Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." Thank you.